Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Super Supporters for Singles, Real Talk, We Talk, Triumphant Tuesdays. Super excited to be here with you guys on today. We have an amazing show for you. So tag someone, share this live, let them know that the Super Supporters Real Talk We Talk podcast is live right now. Let them know that we are live, and in color. Super excited to be here. Like I said, we have our neighborhood therapist, Jessica Renee, here in the building. We have our special co-host, Kawana Valet. Super excited to have her in the building. And I can't say enough about the topic that we'll be talking about on today, because today is one of those days that I love. I love to honor those who serve in our community, those who serve in the workforce, those who serve in the marketplace. And that's one of the things for our August conference. So I'm super excited to bring to you, to present to you, and I would say to reintroduce to others, because I feel like she has been a staple on this show. She has been a part of this Super Supporters family and Real Talk family. So put your hands together in the comments. If you're joining us by replay, hashtag replay. Let us know you in here, and put your hands together for Kawana Valet as well as Jessica Renee. Woo!
Hello, y'all.
All right. So we're going to allow Kawana.
Are we introducing? Are we starting?
Kawana to introduce herself.
Awesome. So I'm Kawana Valley, and I am in corporate America. I hail from the great state of Louisiana by Mississippi Gulf Coast. Yay! I'm in corporate America, child of God, intercessor, a friend, an aunt, a mother, grandmother, all those great things. And I'm just excited to be here on tonight.
All right. Now, Jessica, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Hello, all. As she said, I'm Jessica Renee. Oh, did it? Can y'all hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm Jessica Renee. I'm your neighborhood therapist. I am one of Andre's co-hosts on the talk show, the podcast. I say talk show, but the podcast, The Godly View. And I am from Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I'm also a licensed therapist. I am a mom of one. I have a 16-year-old. She just started working and just got her permit. So we're having, some new transitions in life. But I'm a daughter. I'm a mom. I'm a therapist. I am a friend. I'm happy to be here. Like she said, I've been on the show a couple of times. It's always a good conversation when I come on. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy that they have me back. And it's a joy to be here today and to talk to you guys and just to be in the house one more time.
Just to be in the house one more time. Again, we are talking about something that, like I said, is near and dear to my heart, where we're honoring those who serve in our communities. And as Jessica said, I don't know if she said this, but as I said, she is our neighborhood therapist. And can you share how you got started in therapy, and how long have you been in therapy?
Well, okay, so I will say I got started in therapy before I knew I was going to be a therapist a long time ago. I was always been that person people like just told stuff to, and I'm like, why are you telling me this? Because I don't know you. I remember a time I was in Walmart, and I was in high school at this time, and a lady just was telling me stuff. in line when we was checking out, and I was like, oh, okay. And and so I think the profession kind of found me. I thought I was going to be a teacher. That didn't turn out. And so I came into the field of. I started in mental health in, let's see, probably 2010. I started working at Rivendell here, which is a mental health hospital, as an MHA. I worked there for 2 years, and that I worked on many different units, from kids ranging from 5 up until we got a geriatric unit, and I did like CNA work, which was not my calling at all. Bless those that do that. And so eventually I left there, and I've been at the job I'm at now, and I've done various capacities. I started working with foster youth as a case manager. Then I moved to independent living youth, which was 18 to 21, helping them after they aged out of foster care, working on being independent in the real world, getting a job, getting in school, getting stabilized, and then getting ready to age out to where they have virtually no help. So trying to help prepare them and fill in the gaps to where of the things that they didn't learn, and trying to be that gap filler for them. Then I was like, okay, I've got to find a way. I like what I do, but I've got to find a way to, for me, it's like, you got to keep progressing. So I've got to find a way to move up and keep progressing. I like the population I work with, but I know this is not it. So I was like, therapy looks like a good avenue. And so that's how I decided to go back to school. And I took one class at a time. It took me 5 years. I worked full time through that whole time, did internship, Naya. So yeah, I just kept at it till I got it done. So that's how I got into it.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I want to let Kawana ask the next question.
Oh, you're on mute.
There we go.
Awesome. So, can you share a personal story or an experience of a time where you felt supported by someone along your professional journey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I read this question, one scenario stood out. Like, I know there's probably been many a times that people have supported me, and there's all different types of ways you can support people, big, little, small. But this one time really stood out to me. And the reason why is because I think not enough bosses really make it a priority. Especially in the field. I work in the field of social work. Although I'm not technically classified as a social worker, I work in the field of social work. And everybody knows it's very easy for social workers to be overworked and not take care of themselves. And so I was, at this point in time, I had worked for the agency like 2 years. And I rarely ever took a day off. I may take a day off, like at that point in time. Mind you, I was younger. Okay. I may have took a day off like every 3-4 months, and that was like one day. And so like, yeah. So the reason why this again stood out to me is because my supervisor at the time brought me into her office and was like, pick a day. You need to take a day off, pick a day. And mind you, I had over like 160 hours worth of vacation time. I still have like 130 hours of vacation time at this moment. And so that really stood out to me, because I have never had a boss take the time to say, you need to take some time off. It was always, well, you can take time off, but you got to get your work done, which of course that's the expectation, but she was worried about me first. And so that really stood out to me, that she wanted me to have time off. And I've never had a boss remotely say anything to the point of like, hey, I noticed that you haven't had any time off, you have time, or, I noticed that you're working hard and you deserve a day, or, how come you haven't taken time off? And so that really stood out to me. So again, that was so impactful. I think more bosses need to just even, I think that would go a long way with any employee, just noticing that, hey, you've worked hard, use your time.
So we're going to have to hold you accountable for a minute.
No, trust me, I've been using my time this year. I've been using my time.
Wait a minute. We're not going to fall back. Hallelujah.
No, it's just so because I've been with the company so long, I accrue time faster with my pay period. Okay. And so it's easy for me to build up more time. Okay. And so like last week, Juneteenth, I took off Thursday and Friday. So I had like 5 days off. So, I've been taking my time off, trust me. I was like, yeah, no. I've been taking my time off.
You know me. You know me. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, but when I first started, it was rare that I took time off, but couple months.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. So, how did that make you feel? I know you said that you really appreciated it, but how did it make you feel to be seen in that way? Like, thank you.
Well, it just made me feel like, well, for one, I can't there again. That was the first time ever I've had a boss who's ever said, you have time, use it, or, individually, and not like she physically pulled me aside and said, you need to take time, and so I've never had anybody just in care, I'm not saying that I've never had coworkers care about me, but I've never had anybody go to the length to pull me aside and say, hey, I care about you enough to tell you myself, in so many words, that you need to take time.
This right here to me is something that I believe everyone should do. Is take time off. A lot of times I feel like people think that they're going to get a gold star if they accrue so much time off. But it's a reason why they built it in to our jobs, because they know that our bodies cannot take working so much. Mm-hmm. We have to have rest to replenish our bodies. So I am so happy that you had somebody who's seen and validated who you were as a human being, and as not just an employee, but a woman who needed rest. And I am so thankful that you are getting that rest now, which leads us into our next question. How do you believe honoring and supporting those who serve in the marketplace can positively impact other businesses and other organizations?
Well, just like that. So when you support others who are doing those types of things, it makes you want to support them. Right. So it's a trickle down effect.
Yeah.
It makes you want to say, okay, and because I'm rested, now I can help the other person get rest. So like if my coworker needs time off, I can pick up your cases,
Yeah.
It makes you more understanding of, what somebody else, when somebody else needs it, but if everybody's like wore out, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take, it's like, so yeah, but it's a trickle down effect. And then also it makes the workplace a better place to work,
Yes.
because everybody feels supported, and then on one accord. It makes the environment better, more impactful. Um, you can't you can't serve others when
Mm,
everybody who is working to serve is in a disarray, because that starts to rub off on the people you serve. Like they can feel that too.
right.
Like I don't want I don't want nothing from y'all if y'all are so tense,
Right.
It's like it's like just keep that over there, you know.
Right.
We'd rather not have any of that. Thank you.
Right. I was thinking about something as kind of going back to the first question, because we could be so busy taking time off and going places and doing things that we still don't get adequate rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's good to take the time off, but it's also good to get actual rest.
Yes.
And Kawana, if you don't mind just speaking to, like, what does that look like for you getting actual rest?
So for me, getting actual rest is just having those moments where, I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to be anywhere. Um, I can just let my mind rest, my body rest. Um, not having to deal with the hustle and bustle of everyday life, getting up, getting my routine, going to work, things of that sort. Just take a moment of rest. Take a moment and just meditate. Take a moment and pray. These are things that I do when I feel like I just really need rest. Rest is more than just sleep. There's a thing where you can sleep, but you're not actually resting. If your mind is steady going, or before you lay down, if your mind is on, several tasks, and then you're going to bed, and then your mind is still, active, I guess, for lack of better words. So yeah, rest is just downtime. Just I don't have to do anything, have to be anywhere. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to figure anything out. Let me just take a moment to rest. So yeah, that's what it looks like for me.
Oh my gosh. I love when Kawana describes rest. That's the reason why I asked her, y'all, because I feel like she is one of those people who understands what it means to rest. And literally she has been teaching me how to rest. She has been teaching me how to, like, literally just stop thinking, don't do anything, and just rest. Because I'm the type of person who I will take days off. Yes, days will be off. However, I will be doing stuff on those days that I'm off. And I remember going to the pool this weekend and being there, and I was thinking, oh, I should bring my laptop, and I could probably get some work done. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna bring my laptop. I'm just gonna go and relax. And my dad called me while I was in the pool, and he was like, "Do you got your laptop with you?" And I was like, "Am I one of those people?" Y'all, I didn't realize it. I was like, "That's me, the worker bee." But even my family has noticed it, and my dad was like, "Thank you for not bringing your laptop, and go ahead and relax." And I was like, oh, I'm a worker bee. I didn't realize it. But it will sneak up on you, y'all, especially when you're career driven, you're productive, and you want to see things happen. Honoring yourself looks like resting. And I know that today that we're talking about honoring those who serve and support their families in business and in the marketplace and kingdom power. But I want to reiterate the theme of rest. So, Jessica, what does rest look like for you?
The same. That's those 2 extra days that I had off. That's what I did. I didn't have anything planned specifically. I got to where I don't tell people when I have days off, because people will try to fill in my day with things to do. So I don't tell people when I'm off. But I just try to rest, do things at my leisure. I try not to have a schedule. Um, um, but yeah, and
Wait
biggest
a
thing for me,
minute.
yeah,
You try not to have a schedule?
Mhm, mhm. Yes,
Oh,
because I'm so scheduled all the rest of the time.
me
That
too.
is a break for me too, is not having a schedule.
Oh, Kawana told me about this all the time. She
Yes,
tells me
not
about this.
having a schedule because um just having to always feel needed
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you are, well, we talked about this,
Yes,
oldest daughter, only
yes,
daughter,
yes,
uh only child,
yes. And only
therapist
girl.
always needed, somebody always needing, always having to manage people
Mm-hmm.
day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
I have about I manage my house, I manage my daughter, I manage her schedule, I manage 25 other people at work for my own schedule. So I don't want to manage nothing.
Oh.
I just want to be. So that's
Ooh.
what I do. I just be. And then I also just like to be quiet because I spend a lot of time talking, and I just, I call it using my other senses. I like to use my other senses, just
Mm.
talking. So let me see what I can hear. Let me just be quiet, what, those types of things. But yeah, so
Oh
that's
my gosh. I am just flabbergasted and in awe right now. So I want to let Kawana ask the next question because again, I'm in the state like, okay, you stepping on my toes.
well. Oh, before you say that, the reason why I say be is, like, I heard this, but to become, you have to learn to just be. So to become, learn how to just be.
I think that's good. I
Okay.
was talking to my granddaughter about that the other day, and I was like, you know, it's okay to just calm and just, you don't always have to be doing something. It's okay. Just take a moment, and it's gonna be okay. I promise.
Yeah.
She was like, yes, just take a moment. So I get it.
Yeah.
Next question. What are some practical ways business leaders and professionals can show appreciation and support for their colleagues and employees?
Um, I think I think business professionals and leaders for sure always remember what it was like, and some try to remember what it was like in some capacity to be the one on the ground doing the work. Um, because I think you can get removed from that. Um, and so when you get out of touch from that, I think it's easy to kind of lose some empathy about what sometimes maybe that person goes through trying to do that work. So I think one of the things I think would be really helpful for leaders to do is just kind of always find ways to show appreciation. And it doesn't have to be, you know, um, it doesn't have to be big ways, but um, just even like again, just pulling that person aside and telling them, hey, you did great this week. Take a day off next week. Take a few hours and, whatever. Um, each company has different capacities, with whatever. But I think just really, really showing your coworkers that not that I think some bosses really try to make, they feel like, okay, I can't have them think I'm one of them. I have to do be separate so I'm not equal kind of thing. Like, I don't want them to think that I'm equal to them, that we're buddies, but I also don't want to think that I'm so over them that they can't come to me. But I think that you can still mesh well with your coworkers, even if you are a supervisor or whatnot, by just being open and being present with them and having a good keeping a good culture in the office. Um, Again, I go back to the boss I had. She when she was in boss mode, she was in boss mode. But when she could just be mixing and mingling with us, she was still professional. Like, there was still a line you didn't cross, like when it was your boss. But and at this time, like, she was in her late 30s. We were all in our younger 20s. And so we still looked up to her, but she was still able to mingle with us in a way that we felt comfortable around her to, like, cut up or, like, kiki or whatever. And there was no like, well, I'm going to go to HR about that, type thing. And so again, I think it's just, you got to be true to who you are, but also find your style, because people will know when you're just trying to fake it or not really being genuine.
That's so good. I think a lot of times, the more authentic you are with your coworkers, your colleagues, and even if you're a leader with your employees, the more they can receive you. Remember, my bishop, he always said, people want to know how much you care before they want to know how much you know. And
Right.
when they know how much you care, they'll listen to what you know.
Right.
So be that listening ear and be your authentic self, and don't try to put on airs if that's not who you are. I think another good tip is to say thank you and please. Those things, I think something that Dr. Kim shared. What this is one thing, and I know this probably kind of ties in and kind of doesn't, but just listen to what I'm going to say. But what she said was, rest communicates to your nervous system that we are worthy of care. And when you communicate to the person who is working for you that they are worthy of care, that communicates to them that you're worthy of allowing them to be their authentic self and work well on your job, on the job that you have with them. So I really, really, really like what she wrote there. Thank you so much for joining and being in the comments on our Facebook page. We got Facebook and YouTube up on tonight. So if you're in our YouTube room, hello, YouTubers. Hello, Fabiana. Hello, Anna Lou. Hello, Dre Morris. All right.
Yeah.
So our next question is, how can individuals in positions of power and influence use their platform to uplift and empower others in the business world? I like this question for two reasons. And I want you to come from a therapist point of view, if you don't mind, because I feel like a lot of times when we hear the word uplift and empower, we always think of probably like a monetary thing or maybe like an award system. But what other ways can we uplift and empower?
By words, by just speaking life into people, by letting people know that they're seen, by letting them know that that although things may not look bright right now, or although they're not where they want to be, you can use your platform to say, hey, this person provides a great service, and kind of like just telling what they do and why they're a great service. Uplifting them by just believing in that they can do what they say that they're going to do. Because I think oftentimes I know just even when I got my license, a lot of us deal with imposter syndrome, right? Um, I remember when I was going into my internship, I was just like, my first rule of thumb is do no harm. Like, I don't want to do any harm to anyone. I want to make sure that I'm helping. Um, I, that's still still my thing, but that, I was so worried, like, because when you're working in this field, I mean, that's easy. You could do harm if you wanted, right? People are coming to you for help. And so you got to be very careful about how you say things, what you're saying to them, so just really uplifting people, using your platform for good, having uh, times where maybe you just like this, bringing them on and letting them talk about their services, bringing them on and letting them have examples about their service, testimonials. Um, let's see, what else can you do? Uh, mm, I'm trying to think. I think even just in the community, word of mouth is so powerful, even more so than a flyer or um, because when you talk bad about somebody, that's more detrimental to
It
them than it
spreads.
is, you know,
Hmm.
than what you could put on Facebook.
Yeah.
So really just using your words for good and using your time for good, but also collaborating if your
Mhm.
service is aligned, using referrals. Like our job, we have referrals. So
Yeah.
finding a way to feed each other in that system. Like, oh, if your jobs fit well, like this person may have run a halfway house and you may have a drug stabilization facility where you detox. So
Yeah.
the next step is a halfway house. So, it's kind of like that chain of stability. So
Yeah.
y'all would work well together,
Mhm.
um, supporting people that way.
Love that answer. Super excited. We're gonna have our last question, but before we have our last question, from Kawana, I want to say thank you for giving us. I know the questions are kind of different this time, and even I think the conversation is, but this has been very enlightening to me. And it has like confirmed some things that I have been really, really, really trying to communicate to myself, because I think a lot of times when we're honoring other people, we also need to honor ourselves, especially when we're supporting families. Um, but what can you say to someone who is trying to honor themselves and trying to be there for their family and trying to do all these different things? What can you say to them? How can you encourage them, or just give them something uplifting to remember after watching this broadcast?
Um, so when you are trying to encourage yourself and trying to help others, one rule of thumb I would say is remember everybody can't go with you.
Mm,
And you have to a hard lesson in life when you have a good heart is you can't save everybody. And everybody wants saving, but everybody doesn't want to do the work. Okay, the line is long of people who who want who want help, but the line is very short of people who want to do the work. Okay, so when you are uplifting yourself, surround yourself with people who want nothing from you. Okay, you can help others, but make sure you also have people around you who want nothing from you, I mean, that's I know, and it sounds harsh. Like Like sometimes I'm like, Jessica, you're so harsh on people, but it's the
No,
truth.
no, it doesn't sound harsh. I want to let Kawana talk and get the last question, but I I feel like we need to just clip that what you just said up and just replay it over and over to especially people like myself who are trying to be there for so many people, but you got to surround yourself from people who don't want anything from you, because that is the moment where you'll be replenished and not drained.
Mhm.
And a lot of times when we're thinking about honor, we have to get into these spaces and places where we hold ourselves accountable to the honor that we are needed.
Yes.
So, no, it's not harsh, but yes, it is a place that we have to hold ourselves accountable and do the work. And what you said about the line is so long for the people who want help, and the line is short for the people who want to do the work. Lord, I want to be in the short line because I want to do the work. I
Mhm.
want to see results. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let Kawana ask the last question, but this is so good. So good.
It is good. And she made a very great point about it's also good to have some people in your arsenal who don't need or want anything from you.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so refreshing to
Yeah.
just have someone that you can talk to or be around and they don't need or want anything from you. That's almost priceless.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to the next question. In what ways can a culture of support and honor enhance overall success and fulfillment in the workplace?
Well, to me, that's simple. If you have good culture and you have happy people, to me that equals success because people want to be there. People want to work, and the work they produce is going to be the best work they can give. And so if I'm coming to work every day and I feel happy to be there, I'm going to give you the best that I can. Versus if I'm coming to work and I'm dreading every moment of it, I'm going to do as little as possible because I don't want to be there anyways, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of here um, and get on with the rest of my day. But yeah, so it is important to, if we have to spend the most of our lives at work, it is important that we enjoy our work, even though every aspect of our job we're not going to enjoy, but it is important that we enjoy what we do and the people we do it with for the most part. There's always going to be that one person, but um, it is important because that we spend majority of our lives either at work or at school, and you know, and I think that's just as much as important as if we are, I don't want to be in an atmosphere that's going to cause me more stress or strife
Mhm.
than, than it's worth.
Oh my gosh, Jessica, you are just really dropping bars on tonight. I did not come prepared. This has been such an amazing, amazing live. I'm, I think, we've been having these lives and we haven't got through all the questions. And I feel like we got through all the questions and we have more time. And I'm just like, this is so good. But okay, let me let me just say this. We want to honor you. We thank you for being a part of this platform. We thank you for using your services for good. We thank you for being a positive light in your community as well as your family. There is so much that you do that doesn't get rewarded on a daily basis. And we want to bless you on tonight with a small love offering. Well, I'm not going to say small, with a love offering, just to tell you that we appreciate you. There's so many people in the community that work the work that you do, but sometimes they're not saved. Sometimes they don't have the same heart that you do. And because you show up every day, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And just from our heart to yours, we would just want to say thank you,
You
and
most
we
welcome.
want to honor you.
Well, thank you.
If I could say one word, I would just lift my hands. Kawana, do you want to say anything before we close out? Oh my gosh, it's been amazing, amazing time.
It is always great to see our neighborhood therapist, our sister Jessica Renee. Um, I tell you, she's just a sweet, pleasant person all the way around, and um, I'm just excited to see how your journey go as we continue forward, getting to know you even the more. So I'm excited. I wish you well in all of your endeavors and everything, you and your daughter.
Thank
And
you.
I just feel so blessed to have you in my life.
Well, thank you. I'm blessed to have y'all too.
Yes, 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 yes. Again, this has been another amazing Triumphant Tuesday. Come back July 2nd. Put it in the comments right now, right now. July 2nd, July 2nd, July 2nd will be our next Triumphant Tuesday show. And when I tell you, we're going to have someone who has, I don't think she's ever been on this platform before. Her name is Christina Monique. And I am super excited to have her. She's going to be talking about surrendering, y'all. It's going to be so much more different layers. Super excited to have her. Super excited to, and I believe she is a social worker / therapist as well. So we're going to be hearing a lot of different things, and we're going to be going into our conference season. So put July 2nd down in the comments, as well as August 23rd and 24th. We're going into the Whole Women's Wellness Conference. We are going to be having all the things coming out about it. We're going to be shooting out these flyers. We're going to shoot these Eventbrites. So remember, August 23rd and 24th. Put it in the comments. August 23rd and 24th. We're going to have some amazing speakers. You'll be able to hear some of the speakers next month. They'll have little small experts where they'll come on, they'll give us something. And guess who's going to be there with us? Jessica. She is going to be there. If you enjoyed what we have shared on tonight, come back. She's going to have more time. She's going to be able to share from her heart. I'm not going to even tell you guys what she's going to be talking about yet. Maybe I'll tell them next month. But she's going to be coming. She's going to be there. We're so excited to have so many of our speakers from last year return and so many new speakers. Yeah. New. So we will be sharing little clips of our past Whole Women's Wellness Conference. When I tell you, every year has gotten better and better and better and better and better and better and better. I feel like when we create these safe places where we can have the healthy conversations, we can come out of there with application knowledge and do the work. So we're going to see you guys July 2nd. July 2nd. Have an amazing day. Remember, you're one conversation away from living the life of your dreams. Peace. We out of here. We out of here. Out of here. Okay, y'all. We still live. We are out of here. It's coming out. We coming out. 1, 2, 3.